Hiya, and welcome back to After Class, the game that teaches us that Coach Gill should be a registered sex offender. Actually, I probably shouldn't make that joke. That is a good question. Yeah, I did censor it. Anyways, let's just hop right in. So, I don't think I asked you before, but what class are you taking after this, Walter? Social science, I think. Oh, awesome! Looks like we're going to be classmates again. Really? Yep. Let me turn that down. I'm glad. Social science, huh? It might be helpful to you, Walter. Oh? How so? You also take my psychology of sexuality, don't you? Yeah? They are somewhat related. Social science majors include, but not limited to, anthropology, economics, social policy, and psychology. Correct. I, don't get it. You will. In time. I suppose so. There's other reasons why it's good for Walter. Oh? What is it? He's kinda dense, so don't you think that he might benefit from social science? I think you're right. Hey, I'm right here. Is Mark's face the cutest in the VN? Kinda? I don't know. Sure you are. Tell me why you decided to take that class. Oh shit, I think you're right. Exactly. All of you had finished lunch and Coach Gill also had stopped doing his thing. Mark suggested that you put your plate onto the tray as well as Coach Gill's salad bowl. Alright, I think I should head back to my office actually. Oh, that soon? Yeah, I was here for a quick bite since I was feeling hungry. Before you go, I actually have one question for you. Uh-oh, is he going to say something about what he did earlier? Sure, what is it? I'm well aware of the existence of the staff eating area. Why are you eating here with us students? Oh, that. It's true that I actually prefer sitting in the staff area. We have better air conditioning and better seats. Not to mention it's where people gossip. But they don't serve salad today, so I just went here for that. Huh, alright then, I'll accept that. Anything else? Nope. Oh, Walter. Yeah? Did you figure out anything about the smell in your house? What smell? Did you two make some mess in the house? Depends. You know, smell of men. No! The house smelled like tobacco. Oh, alright. And no, not yet. Actually, just let me check my phone now. I haven't checked it the whole day. Sure. You waited for the phone to boot up, and when it did, it revealed a few missed calls and text messages from the landlord. Oh, I have texts and missed calls from the landlord. Something must really have happened. Anticipation had you feeling anxious. You suddenly hesitated to open the text. What if someone broke into your house and took something away? Well? Yeah, Walter, what the heck? Just open it. There we go. Hey, kiddo, there was a power surge last night and I tried calling you, but you didn't pick up the phone. I was worried about your safety and the appliances, so I went to check your house. You weren't home, so I'd use the spare key. I hope you didn't mind. Let me know when you're around, alright? That is somewhat anticlimactic. A little bit. Well, if anything, nothing major happened, so that's good. Yeah, I'm gonna text him back now. I feel bad for not reading this soon. Sure. You texted the landlord back and told him that you were okay. I'm guessing you two should leave soon, yeah? Yeah. Our next class is starting soon. Thought so. I should grab things for the practice later, actually. Oh? I'm thinking of having a mock game, but we'll see what happens when it's time. Alrighty. Well, let's leave now. Agreed. See you later at practice, Coach Gill. Maybe. Maybe? You'd better not plan on skipping Walter. I'm not. Promise. Sorta. Laters. I'd better see you later. Middle rows and back rows are mostly taken. Seems like we won't be sitting next to each other this time. Oh, that's fine by me. Do we sit in front rows instead? I'm not gonna sit there. I can't take a nap there. Oh. I'll go to the one in the back row over there. See you later, Walter. Aw, okay. Don't miss me too much. You wish. You're about to sit on the middle row, but someone had taken it while you were talking with Mark. Great. I have to sit in the front row. Oh, Walter, over here. Oh, that's Brom and Gordon. Didn't know you take this course. I'm surprised to see you two here myself. Walter, sit. Just because he's a part of the canine family doesn't mean you should do that. Walter is a bad boy. Not sure why, but when he said that you were a bad boy, you felt bad. Now you wanted to make things right. I will sit here if it's fine. Yeah, sure. It's nice to have you here. Thanks. So, you're here by yourself? And no, I'm with my friend. Where are they? He's sitting there in the back. The one with the blue hoodie? Yep, that's him. But he's napping. Yeah, he does that all the time. Lucky. I know, right? I wish I was carefree enough to sleep in class. Class concluded. This time you took a bunch of notes just in case there would be a pop quiz sometime in the future. Plus the class was actually interesting. Although the one teaching it was not. We survive. I swear, I would flip shit if you mentioned living beings one more time. We did it. That was pretty boring. Even Gordon looked like he was going to fight sleeping in the class. I wasn't. Oh yeah? You look sleepier than usual. It's because of my black eye patches. You know that was good to be able to be smart enough to sleep through class. Haha. Oh jeez, it's killing you now? I think we're skipping practice today. Wanna come with us, Walter? Huh? Skipping? Where are you guys going? The arcade. I think I'll pass. I sort of promised Coach Gill that I would attend today's practice. But don't worry, I'll pretend that I didn't know you guys planned to skip. Aw, you're the best, Walter. Yes, but he's my bestest. What does that mean? It is what it is. Okay. So, Mark, these two are my friends from the team, Brom and Gordon. Brom, Gordon, this is Mark. It's nice meeting you. Likewise. They shook hands, and in a glance, they were smiling. But there was a tension between Mark and Brom while they did. Gordon didn't care much, though. Alright, we gotta go now. See you later, Walter. Waving. Stop doing that! They are not showing up to the practice, are they? You knew? Not really, just a hunch. That's scary, don't do that. What? You're scared of me reading your mind or something? Maybe just a little bit. Good. Fear me. Anyway, I'm heading to the school gym. Let me take you there. Sure. Alright, we're here, so see you later, Mark. Yeah, I'll be around until you're done. Okay. Text me later. Will do. Hey, Coach Gill. Oh, Walter, you're here. Apparently you arrived here early. The gym was mostly empty. Only you and Coach Gill were in there. But it didn't last too long because Talbot soon entered the room. Ugh. Oh, I'm not the first one to get here, apparently. Hey, Talbot. Where are the others, Coach? They haven't arrived yet. You know anything, new guy? No, not really. You lied. You knew that Brom and Gordon weren't going to be here today. I'll probably wait by the field outside. Let them know that I'm waiting for them over there, Coach. Will do. Excuse me. Take your time. Coach Gill went to the other room, leaving you with Talbot alone. You looked at him, and he stared at you without batting an eye. If anything, it felt condescending. So, what? Nice weather? What a nice conversation starter, but clearly Talbot wasn't impressed by it. He sighed and walked closer to you. It was the most intimidating thing someone had ever done to you. Before Lars, that is. Look, you don't have to pretend that we're friends just because Coach Gill favors you. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do the same. People like you are the ones I hate the most. Don't get in my way. Not only did that completely confuse you, what he said flew right over your head. People like you? What kind of people did he mean? You weren't pretending to be friends with him. You were just being friendly, but he didn't seem to look at it that way. He proceeded to grab you by the shirt, and you looked at him dumbfounded. You were scared, but also full of confusion. All this happened too fast, so you didn't know how to react to that properly. All you could do was look away and smile awkwardly, not because you were mocking him, but because this was the first time you were being confronted like that. It didn't translate well, though. Talbot thought you were provoking him, so his face went from annoyed to furious. He lifted his hand as if he was going to punch you in the face. You were ready for the punch, but then unknowingly, you deflected his hand away from you with one swift flick of your wrist. Maybe all that reflexes practice you did finally paid off. Thanks, Coach Gill. As good as you were, Talbot was faster. He moved his hand once again, but not aiming for your face this time. More like your guts. You couldn't react fast enough. Ready for the impact, you closed your eyes, but 1 moment later, it wasn't you who got punched in the gut. Instead, Talbot was being knocked down by a random person that looked like Talbot? Like Talbot, but cooler. Huh? Are you okay? Huh? Yeah, I'm fine. I like his name. Cooler looking Talbot. It's like that one thing. That one meme. Where it's like, that one guy and then the cooler that one guy. Can't remember what it was. So this is the thing that you do while I'm not around, huh? What kind of person you've turned into, Talbot? Talbot got up and spat on the floor, looking more furious than he was. If his glares could kill, you would be dead by now. This doesn't concern you. Get out before you get hurt. The other guy didn't flinch. He got into a fighting stance, ready to send another blow to Talbot. So did Talbot to the other guy. Now, granted, you knew nothing about fighting, but you could see that both of them had experience in it. Maybe. Who knows? You think I'm scared? I could take you down right now if I wanted to. You took a step back because it didn't seem like a fight you wanted to be caught into. Stop that right now. Thankfully, Coach Gill stepped out of the room and stopped the fight. Maybe a tad too late, but better than not at all. The other guy listened. He shied away from the fight instead of initiating it. Maybe out of respect for Coach Gill? Who knows? You too, Talbot. Talbot let out a grunt. He walked past and said something to both of you. You two are going to regret this. Damn. This escalated from 0 to 100 fast. What happened to the boring normal slice of life days? What happened? It was just a misunderstanding, I think. This won't do. I'll have a talk with Talbot. The practice is off. I'll let everyone know on phone. Okay. Oh, it's you. Ah, you remembered me? Of course I do. Thanks for helping me out, though. No problem. I can't just let my brother bully someone in front of me. Your brother? Yeah, Talbot is my older brother. Oh, no wonder you look familiar. Hopefully in a good way. I did think you're cooler, though. I'll take that. You seem like you know how to protect yourself. Why didn't you fight back more? I don't know how to protect myself, actually. You sure? Because that move you did earlier was something non-amateurs do. I'm not sure, but I don't remember taking any self-defense class. Maybe I was wrong. Either way, I'm glad you didn't just let him bully you. It was just my reflexes. This is blunt, but are you into dudes? No, I don't know what you're talking about. What? What? I know it's sudden, but there's a reason I'm asking you that. Well, do you want to tell him or no? Yes, I am. Now we know why he doesn't like you. Just because I'm into dudes? Just because you're into dudes. And maybe he felt like with you around, he's not going to be Coach Gill's favorite anymore. My brother's a little bit complicated. But don't mind him. I'm sure he learns his lesson later at home. I'll make sure he learns his lesson later at home. Okay. Anyway, I should be leaving now. Wait, I still haven't thanked you properly. I don't even know your name yet. Don't worry about thanking me, but my name's Wilfred. Just call me Fred. Ah, Fred. Okay, mine's Walter. Nice to meet you, Walter. Likewise. Hold on, I've never seen you around in classes. It's because I'm a second-year student. Ah, I see. Now that makes sense. I don't think I have any more questions. Sorry for keeping you from leaving. No worries. See you around, Walter. Mm-hmm. Fred lifted his hand, making a goodbye gesture before leaving the school gym. Since you had nothing to do at the moment, you decided to leave the room. You saw Coach Gill talking to another student in the hallway. At first, you weren't sure if you should approach him or not until he asked you to come over. Do you need me for something, Coach? Oh, not really. I'm just thinking of introducing you to a fellow student is all.
Daddy? Daddy?
Nah. My guy, we don't mention monosodium glutamate around here. We don't mention monosodium glutamate. We don't mention the funny blue website. What is this about, Gil? Gil? He calls him without honorifics? Oh, we talk about MSG here now? Yes, we talk about MSG here now, but we don't talk about it. Like, we know it exists. We refer to it by its chemical name. Monosodium glutamate, MSG, the funny blue website. But we never mention it directly. Hey, I know we're friends, but you should still regard me as your professor in here. As you wish. So, Walter, this is Logan McGrath. He's a first year like you. Hello. Logan, this is Walter. Walter Graham. He's in my team, although it's going weird right now. With that Talbot problem and all. I'm delighted that you introduced me to a Graham. But did you have to tell him my full name? No, but I think it's easier to have him know your full name before everything, isn't it? I suppose. Hello, Walter. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Oh, you know about me? This Logan McGrath dude that Coach Gill mentioned was gazing at you as if he was observing you. His stares were cold and expressionless, accentuated by that pair of icy blue eyes of his. I do. At least I've heard about the Graham family from my uncle. The Graham family? Is Dad really famous? Come to think of it, I also heard of the McGraths before, but I can't remember where or when. Well, I think that's it for now. I'm sure you guys will see each other often. Now I need to go back to my office for a bit. Feel free to leave without me. Oh, okay. Understood. I appreciate you introducing us. It was nice meeting you, Logan. The pleasure was mine, Graham. Please take care. It was already intimidating talking to him, but having him call you Graham added more depth to it, and not the good kind. You wanted to ask him to call you by your first name, but you had to be careful about it. Or, if it's not an inconvenience, I'd prefer if you call me by my first name. If you want. Of course, Walter it is. Yes! See you around, Logan, Coach Gill. I suppose I'll head to the library now. I need to study. Yeah, good luck. Just a moment, Walter. Yes? It seems like we're both heading to the library. May I suggest that we both walk there together? Oh, sure, if you want to. Perfect. Let's go at once. Okay. Oh god, he talks in a very polite way. I'm scared of him. I hate to admit it, but I'm not familiar with the area. Oh, you and I both. But no worries, I'm sure we'll find it real soon. Of course, we can work together to find our way. So, what is it? I was wondering how you know Coach Gill. I'm afraid I can't tell you the exact picture, but I can, however, tell you the gist of it. That's fine by me. They say that we met in Highwell afternoon tea and dinners when we were little. Oh wow, an old friend. That's so cool. Not exactly. We lost contact not too long after and only reconnected a few years before I moved here to advance my career in education. I see. It must be great to see him again. Definitely. I'm glad we were able to pick up where we left off. Wait, you said here in Highwell. Does that mean you lived here before? Yes. This is my hometown. I see. Welcome back to Highwell. Thank you. It's nice to be back. How about you? How do you know Gil? Oh, he's just my high school teacher. Now it makes perfect sense. What does? Pay me no attention. I was just thinking to myself. Okay. You said when you were little. Does that mean you're as old as Coach Gil? Not quite. I'm a few years younger than him. 4 years to be exact. Oh, okay. It seems like we've reached our destination. This is the library, all right. Thank you for guiding me here, Walter. I'll go find some materials to read for my course now. Good luck. You too. Once you were no longer with Logan, you started looking for some familiar faces. The library was big and was full of people, mainly from Mr. Parker's class, now that you took a better look at the place. Now, if you were studying for his class, and you knew that he would be in the library, you would be over there. Yeah. Yeah, this is fancy. This is a very fancy library. Whoa, I think some students are asking him questions. Next to him was Mark, who was taking a nap. Undisturbed by the people asking Mr. Parker questions, they started to get somewhat loud and the librarian shushed them down. Of course he would be napping despite that. Once it calmed down, he approached them. Hey, Mr. Parker. Oh, Walter? You finished the practice already? Well, sort of. We were dismissed today. Oh, why is that? Something happened in the gym. It's nothing important. Are you sure? It must be bad if it gets cancelled. I'm sure. If you say so, then. Of course it's important. Walter just doesn't want to tell us about it. Oh, since when are you awake? Since you're here all, hey, Mr. Parker, in my ears. I didn't do that. Sure you didn't. What happened during practice? I saw Talbot stomping off while the others were unaware of what was going on. Just had a silly fight with Talbot is all. How did that happen? He just randomly said weird things and attacked me. Mark's eyes widened. He slammed his hand onto the table and everyone was looking at him. The librarian once again shushed and pointed out that this is a silent zone sign. Mark hissed at her and sat down. Poor librarian lady didn't deserve that. Are you hurt? No, thankfully. Yeah, thankfully. For him. If you were hurt, I'm so hunting down that fishy ass. You couldn't help but snicker at that. What's so funny? Nothing. Thanks, Mark, but I'm fine. Honest. I'm glad that you're okay, Walter. That must have been scary. A little bit. He was about to hit me, but I managed to deflect it. Someone even said I was no amateur. That's a good thing, right? Of course it is. Anyway, it's getting late. I don't think we should be wasting more time. Let's help you study. Yeah, alrighty. So, studying. Where do we start? Have you studied at all? Nope. Well, if that's the case, we need to get you your textbook and review some of the stuff we've learned so far. Hey, Mr. Stone. Yes? I was just thinking, would it be fair for us to study here with you? What do you mean? I'm not the type who cares about what the others think of me, but I was concerned that other students would think you're playing favorites. Ah, you're right. But I think it's okay. The other students were just asking for my help earlier. It's not uncommon for teachers to sit here anyway. Plus, if there's no other available seats, no, maybe. It's not like I'm giving out the questions for the test. Mr. Parker's laugh was so loud it echoed around the library somehow. Shush. Sorry. Oh, I thought you were going to boost us like that. Not a chance. Well, Walter, I tried. Looks like we'll have to actually study. What? I'm here to actually study. Jeez, at least try to play along. Oh, I didn't know you want me to play along. Jesus, Walter, get a brain. A few hours later, you felt like you absorbed more than enough material for tomorrow. The study session was so long that Mark had to excuse himself. He said that someone was about to come over to his house, so he had to leave and prepare for the guest. Now it was only you and Mr. Parker remaining, along with a few students in the library. Are we done? Yes, you seem to have a decent grasp of the subject. I think you'll do great tomorrow. Oh, really? Yay. So can we leave now? For sure. I think it's about to close, so we have to leave anyway. Alrighty. I think it's the first time I've been here until the evening. I've been here a few times at night. Oh, what for? Just passing by. Oh, you haven't left yet. Oh, Logan. I was just leaving. Oh, you're one of the first-year students who skipped orientation. That's right. My name is Logan. It's nice meeting you, Mr. Stone. Ah, same here. Wait a second. Logan? I've heard about you from Gilbert. He face-palmed himself in a cool way, and a few words escaped his mouth. Must he tell everyone about me? Am I not supposed to know who you are? No, that's not it. If anything, he didn't say more than he knew of Logan. I presume he didn't mention my full name like he just did this afternoon with Walter. I think he did, but I don't remember honestly. I suppose you'll find out later since I'll eventually be one of your students. I'm Logan McGrath. McGrath? You're the McGrath? Correct. Wow. Okay. Am I supposed to know who they are? I just think they're familiar, but I didn't know they're well known. First it was Graham, now it's McGrath. What kind of world do I live in? What's next? Are they going to say the Leonard? In any case, I should head home. Have a safe walk, Walter, Mr. Stone. Okay, but if we're on the same path, we can walk together. Once again, he observed you thoroughly before saying something. You noticed that Mr. Parker was getting anxious about him doing that. I'm good for it. Let's go home together. Okays. The more the merrier. Yay. So, Mr. Parker said you skipped orientation. What gives? I hadn't arrived to Highwell at the time. I take it you're also one of the few students who skipped orientation? I arrived last week. Something happened before my departure, so I couldn't get here in time. I didn't see you until now, actually, so does that mean you just got here? No, I've been here since last week. I just didn't make my presence known, is all. I like to keep to myself. Our courses are entirely different as well, so there was no way we could see each other. I see. Hey, Mr. Parker, you've been really quiet. Everything okay? Huh? Me? Yeah, I'm doing okay. I just don't know what to talk about. Please, Mr. Parker, you may speak freely. I don't have anything in mind. Don't mind me. Oh, okay. So, here's my house. Quite lovely, and sizable too. Do you live here by yourself? It's equipped with a video intercom too. Looks like someone had security in mind. Intercom? Logan started explaining what the intercom could do. He also showed you how to operate it, at least the basic features like opening the gates and all that. Was that clear? I think I can operate it just fine now. Thanks, Logan. It was my pleasure. I live near here, myself, so if you need more help, just let me know. No way. It's that two-story building over there. He pointed at the house across the street, a few houses away from yours. The heck? You live really close and I didn't know anything about it. We're actually neighbors. Good. Getting to know each other will be easier then. Thanks for walking with me, Walter, Mr. Stone. No problem. Sorry, just distracted. I'm gonna leave too. Take care of both of you. Something clearly bothered him, but you couldn't ask him because he left in a hurry. I promise he's not usually like that. No worries. I just hope he'll be alright. In any case, I should leave now. I'm sure you want to relax at home too. I'll see you around, Walter. Okays. Finally home! Today was exhausting, so when you got home, you immediately dived your whole being onto the couch, letting yourself sink into the soft, fluffy cushion. It was relaxing at first, but the longer you let yourself sink into the cushion, the harder it was for you to breathe. You decided to turn around, now lying on your back. You let yourself stare at the ceilings and contemplate today's events. It didn't last long, because soon after you heard something coming out of the intercom, a highly convenient little piece of electronic that you figured out today. Hey, Walter, you home? Lars told me to use the intercom, but I don't think you even noticed that it existed. Oh, it's Coach Gill. With Lars, I think. What do you mean, Coach Gill? Of course I know about the intercom. Huh. Well, what do you know? You used the intercom. That's surprising. To be fair, and honestly I just found out today. Why today specifically? Logan told me. Oh, of course he would. Well, open up the gate for us, would you? On it, boss. With the press of a button, the gate unlocked itself. Coach Gill and Lars walked in. Then they locked the gate. You could see it via the live feedback. Now I gotta open the door. So, what brings you here? I, have a favor to ask you. Yes? Thing is, I'm kind of in a tight spot right now. I was going to ask for Gil's help, but it doesn't seem possible. If it is possible, would you mind if I stayed here for a few days? I'll repay you someday, promise. I don't mind at all. You're free to stay as long as you like, landlord permitting, that is. Oh, really? Thank you so much. You don't have to repay me too, but I feel bad for freeloading. Well, if you feel bad, you can pay him back with your body. It was your bad for expecting something decent out of Coach Gill's mouth. You sighed and shook your head. If that's necessary. Hey, Coach Gill. Shut the hell up, Coach Gill. How dare you talk about defiling Big Kitty like that? What Lars said had your jaw opened in disbelief. You wanted to say nothing and let him pay with his body. But this wasn't his route. Huh. Threesome time? No! Don't do that! If you really feel bad, why not cook us a good dinner? That works too. Speaking of, I'm starving right now. Hint, hint. I get it. I'll prepare dinner for us right away then. I'll have a brisk shower myself. Take all the time you need. Coach Gill. Please, Coach Gill, never suggest, please, never suggest that ever again. This is Big Kitty. Big Kitty is precious and he cooks us dinner. You had finished taking your brisk shower as well as dressed for the night. Lars was preparing the food, and Coach Gill wasn't anywhere in the kitchen. Huh, where's Coach Gill? He left. Oh. Told me that he needs to go home. Ah, okays. Any reason why? Not that I'm aware of. Sorry. Don't apologize. I'll text him later. Alright. So, do you need help with anything, Lars? Not really. Actually, if you could put the plates on the table, that would be great. I can do that. Thank you, Walter. No worries. You did as he said and placed these plates on the table. One small victory for Walter. Any more? No, that should be it, thank you. Dinner was ready. Lars put the food onto the plates and you placed onto the table. It seemed like he made food exactly for 2 people. The food looked great, the presentation was on point. This almost felt like a romantic dinner somehow. You had to remind yourself that this was just a normal dinner. Alright, it's ready. Wow. Looks mouth-watering. Don't forget to wash your hands before eating. I did. Sit down and dig in, Walter. Don't mind if I do. You started eating the food Lars cooked for tonight, and boy, was it great. Lars said that he would stay here for a few days, but if he decided to stay here forever and that the landlord allowed it, you wouldn't even mind. As long as you got him to cook for you every day. I saw that you used the intercom today. Oh. Don't think you've used it before until now, actually. You're right, someone just told me about it today. I did notice its presence. I just didn't know what I could do with it. That's fair. You just moved here not too long ago anyway. Yeah, so did Logan. Logan? Yeah, the one that told me about the intercom. Oh, alright. You ate dinner with Lars. It was so good that you'd wished he made more. Thanks for the dinner, Lars. It was good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You can rest up. I'll go clean up the kitchen. What? No. If we're going to be housemates, we do chores together. Are you sure? I'm here freeloading. You should let me do all the chores. No, that's not fair. Like I said, just cooking is fine. We'll do chores together. If you insist. Well, I said that, but I'm not sure what to do. You can either do the dishes or clean the countertops. I'll take the countertops. Sounds good. You grabbed a cleaning cloth and started spraying some countertop clean on the countertop, of course. It was pretty fun doing it, and the cleaner smelled really nice. You also made sure that it was squeaky clean, crumbs-free, and shiny. Lars, on the other hand, was doing the dishes. So I think he was cleaning the dishes delicately. Looking at him, you realized that he looked like he would and could crush you with these. But at the same time, he would also take care of you like the king you deserved to be. It's kind of weird. The way he looks and acts are not in sync sometimes. It's not a bad thing, though. Easiest way to describe him in your head was He looked like a pastry chef and a professional wrestler at the same time. He could cook the most delicate food and crush you with ease. The list went on and on. That's all of it. We did it! Remember when Big Kitty was assertive and dominant? You neither. You lifted your arm to do a high five with him, but he got confused for a little bit. High five? Oh! Sorry. He did the same and high-fived you. It was awkward, the fact that you needed to tell him, but it got the job done. Do we need to do anything after this? You mean after the high five, or the latter? I think we can get your quilt and mattress out. Sounds like a plan. Let's go then. So, do you want to sleep in here or outside? I prefer to be inside, please. Not what I meant. I meant whether you want to share a bedroom with me or in the living room. Oh. I don't mind either. Sleep here then. It's gonna be like a proper sleepover with a friend. If it's okay with you. With Lars's help, you took the mattress and the quilt out with ease. When it was out of the closet, he helped you set it up. Well, more like he set his mattress up himself. You just stood there and watched him do the thing. You two sat down together once it was done. It felt so exciting for some reason. It's still early, so what do you think we should do? Well, we just had dinner, so sleeping is not on the list. Oh, okay. How about you tell me your day instead? Oh, sure. Today was actually pretty interesting, to say the least. How so? The first part of school was shitty. I got into a fight with someone in my team. His name was Talbot, one of the best players, they said, but I somehow got on his bad side without doing anything to him. Or anyone. So he walked in and Coach Gill went to the other room for a little bit. He suddenly said something weird. I hate people like you. More or less. Then he grabbed my shirt and I was really confused, so I smiled awkwardly and looked away. I think he thought I was mocking him, but I wasn't, honest. He almost punched me in the face, but I managed to deflect it. I didn't know how I did it, but I just did. Yes, Fred is Talbot's younger brother. He really wasn't happy when I did that, so he got kind of angrier. I'm pretty sure he was going to punch me in the gut, so I closed my eyes. Did you get hit? I don't know who this Talbot dude is, but I'm going to snap his neck in two. Big Kitty angry. Calm down. I'm all okay. See? You lifted your shirt, revealing your untouched stomach. Everything is fine. Millie Bobby Brown. I don't know. I'm glad you're okay. Sorry I overreacted. It's okay. Anyway, someone came to my rescue. It was someone I didn't know. He punched Talbot so hard that he sort of flew away a little bit. Then hit the ground. Serves him right. Aw, Big Kitty angry. Apparently that person was Talbot's younger brother. He was so cool. They looked like they were going to start a war. So I stepped back. I didn't want to have any part in that fight. Coach Gill stopped them though. Talbot stomped his way out and Coach Gill went after him. And that's how our practice today canceled. So, when there was only me and Fred in there, we talked a little bit. He asked me if I was into dudes. What did you tell him? I told him the truth. There was no reason to lie about it. I see. After that weird encounter with Wilfred, Coach Gill introduced me to Logan. The one who told you about the intercom, yes? He actually lives near here. Oh, really? Yeah, you can see his place from here even. He was an interesting person, a wolf person, talks very politely. Stares are ice cold, along with his eyes too. You don't happen to know his last name, do you? It's McGrath. McGrath? A McGrath lives near here? What's wrong? They are not a pleasant family. You should stay away from them. But Coach Gill introduced me to him. What? I'm going to have a talk with Gilbert later. Should I be concerned? Not yet, but be cautious around this Logan person until we know from Gilbert what's going on. Oh, okay. Anyway, nothing much going on after that. I went to the library with Logan and studied for my test with Mr. Parker and Mark. Then I went home with Mr. Parker and Logan. Oh, now it makes sense. What does? Mr. Parker was somewhat scared and distracted when he found out Logan's last name. I don't blame him. What happened, honestly? It's better that you don't know. Maybe not yet. Ugh, fine. Well, that's it. You're here the whole evening. Interesting day indeed. What about you? My day was pale compared to yours. I spent my day reading books and cleaning my friend's house. Then I went here in the afternoon. Your friend's house? Yeah, I stayed there for a little while. He was no longer able to let me stay, so I had to go here as a last resort. I see. Well, I'm glad you came here. I'm glad you let me stay here. I think that's yours. Yeah, it's from the landlord. Alright. Maybe I should give him a call right now. If you think it's a good idea. Yeah, we're already here anyway, so might as well. Excuse me. Take your time. Alright. Whew, nervous. But I gotta make this phone call. You anxiously pressed the landlord's icon before making the phone call. The only reason that you were anxious was because you weren't sure how to bring it up to him. That, and you were scared of his answer. What would happen if he said that you couldn't have Lars staying over for a long period of time? How are you going to tell Lars? Wondering about it wouldn't solve the problem. So press that call button and call him already. Here goes. It's Ross. What's up, kiddo? Oh, I didn't know your name was Ross. What do you know me as? Landlord, sir. There was an awkward pause, and you felt like you had to say something before it got worse. Sorry. I'm fine with that. He laughed for a good few seconds before he could regain his composure. Woo! You gave me a good laugh, kiddo. What do you need me for? So, hear me out. I'm listening. I have a friend. I would be surprised if you didn't. Nope, that's not what I was going to say. Sorry. Go on. This friend of mine is kinda, I don't know the details, but I think he doesn't have a place to crash. Okay, I see where this is going. So he told me earlier that he was looking for a place to stay in temporarily, and asked me if he could stay here for a few days. I can't just turn my friend down, especially if he desperately needs help. So I sort of said that he could, without asking your permission first. I'm sorry about that. I see. Well, I thank you for your honesty, but I have a question for you. Not as your landlord, but someone who cares about you. Yes? Do you trust this person? Yes, I do. I see that you answered without hesitating at all. Then yes, he's free to stay, although you have to make sure he's not just freeloading. Well, he did say that he'd repay me someday. I declined it, but he insisted. What happened next? I sort of told him he could pay me back by cooking meals for me. And he also cleans the place, at least the kitchen after using it. His food is amazing, by the way. Sounds like a fair trade to me. That should be fine. Good food, huh? Maybe I should visit sometime. If you want to. Anything else? No, not currently. Well then, if there's nothing else, I'll hang up now. Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Ross. Just Ross will do. Okay, Uncle Ross. I didn't mean that. Huh? It's been ages since you called me Uncle Ross. Huh? I called you that before? Yes, you did. You're not my actual uncle though, are you? Not at all. Okay, good, because I honestly don't remember a lot of things. I see. Well, hope you can remember them someday. Same. Alright, on the call now, kiddo. Night. Don't forget to lock the door and gate. I did, with the intercom thingy. You finally made use of that, huh? I checked the house earlier and I noticed that it wasn't used at all. You could tell? It was dusty and had no prints on the screen. Oh. Well, sorry for taking your time, and once again, thank you so much for allowing my friend to stay. No problem. That went pretty well. I should go tell Lars now. You were positively beaming when you headed back inside, but Lars wasn't there to see it. Well, he was there, but he was sleeping. At least it appeared that he was. It seemed like he fell asleep because he was curling up, trying to get some warmth and shivering from the cold air. Should I wake him up? I think I should. He's sleeping on the quilt. There's no way for me to cover him with it. I don't want him to catch a cold either. You crouched down and tapped him on the shoulder, gently nudging him. Hey, Lars. Wake up. Normally when you woke up, you would stretch out and groan, but when Lars woke up, well, he did stretch, but his groans were like a low growl. It almost scared you. Oh, did I fall asleep? I think so, yeah. Sorry, just somewhat exhausted. That's okay. I wanted to let you sleep in, but I wouldn't be able to cover you up. I don't want you to catch a cold. Thank you, Walter. So, how did the phone call go? It went great. The landlord said you could stay here as long as you want. Are you sure? Yeah. I'm so glad. It's good news. Yeah, I'll make sure you won't regret letting me stay here for a bit, Walter. I believe it, really. So, what now? I think we should head to bed. Alright, I'll go wash my face and clean my teeth. Good idea. I should do the same. Oh, after you then. You go first. If you insist. He's so sad. He got up with a grunt and walked out of the room toward the bathroom. He waited for Lars while looking toward the window. Today was a weird day indeed. Maybe weird wasn't a good way to describe it, actually. You were thinking of wild. Yeah, today was wild. He got into a fight with Talbot, made 2 new friends, one that practically saved you from visiting the nurse's office, and the other one was, well, came from a notoriously family, allegedly. You even managed to help your friend stay here for a while. Doing all these in a day was no small feat, and you felt damn good about it. Not the fighting part, of course. Either way, you spent your time waiting for Lars with some contemplating. Before you know it, Lars was already finished. Hey, I'm done. Oh, that fast? It's my turn then. Yeah. Woo, so much happened in a day. I didn't even realize I was this tired until I got here and looked at myself in the mirror. Let's just clean my teeth and wash my face so I can fall asleep soon. Welcome back. Thanks, Lars. You heading to bed now? Yeah, didn't realize I was this exhausted. Fair. It was a wild day for you. Yeah. Well, good night, Walter. Good night, Lars. Earlier. Oh, I think that's my stop. Bus rides always had me feeling so sleepy. The whole time I was in there, I was hoping that it would be my stop soon. No one rode this bus but me. What a way to make it more gloomy. Well, thankfully, the God Almighty, as Anders' family would say it, answered my plea. I think I got too distracted to pay attention to the whole ride. Soon after, the bus stopped and the mechanical door opened. I paid with my card when getting on, so I didn't have to scramble around to find my card when I got off. I thought I'd be getting my freedom soon, but someone bumped into me, and not in a pleasant way. Well, hello, Gilbert. That voice. Huh? Do I know you? You certainly do. The guy was wearing all black and had his face covered with a face mask. He also wore a pair of shades. Who the heck would wear sunglasses at night? This guy was certainly nuts. And the worst thing here was that he called me by the name that should not be called instead of Gil. I couldn't see his face, but I knew he was smirking at me. He then pulled my hand and had me sitting on the bus again. The door soon closed and I was forced to sit here again. Great. Just when I thought I could escape this hell ride. What do you want? You'll soon find out, Gilbert. This voice. Is it really him? Saving the game is recommended. Okay. Let me just create a quick save. Well, it's going to be a rough night. Oh my god. How many... My god. Let me just save here real quick. And now we gotta choose our next route. We got 2 options left. Anders and Lars. Do we want to go with Anders or Lars? We gotta save the best for last. Oh yeah, I should probably also turn off my screen. Yeah. Anders was the least person you'd thought of, but he was here all the same. He was quiet and stern, you figured, but that's part of his charm, and the mystery was half of the fun. Made you wonder that once you got through his mysteries, what kind of things would he share with you? So many things you didn't know about him, yet it made you yearn for more, especially his package. Jesus Christ. You caught a glimpse of his bulge yesterday morning, and it was huge, but you couldn't make out the image of the real thing for now. Wow. Anders. First you were feeling guilty about it. Yeah, let's just skip all that. This living room is full of boxes right now, but I'm sure it'll be looking empty after I've moved these away. I wish I had a roommate or two, but that would be the purpose of living alone, away from my parents. Well, at least I don't have to worry about being too loud, and I can have the TV all to myself. It's not like I watch the TV often anyway, which means my electric bill won't be skyrocketing. You sighed heavily as you plopped on the couch. It didn't take too long before your body started to relax. Seriously, Walter, please. Stop. Don't do that. Just as bad as Coach Gill. Just as bad. Let's see what we have here. You grab the remote control on the couch and turn the TV on. There was a reality show going on where each participant teamed up with a partner, and they traveled around the world to win a race. But something a little bit funny happened. Did that gorilla just shoot her head with a watermelon? It looked like it hurt. One of the participants just had a watermelon slapped on their face, but it didn't launch properly. Well, anyway, it didn't amuse you right now, so you switched to another TV channel. Then there was a cartoon show showing at the moment. The other guy seemed to be naked in the wild, and some pink-colored guy was holding a net, trying to ambush the yellow guy. Was TV always this boring? And this one is a rerun. I've watched this episode like 10 times already. You pressed one of the buttons and the channel changed again. There was nothing interesting to you at the moment. You turned the TV off and got up from the couch. After turning off the TV, you stretched your back, making a nice cracking sound. Satisfying. Now what should I do next? Hiya. I think I did whatever I wanted or needed to do. I guess I'll head to the campus now. You grabbed your backpack and headed out of the house. After making sure that the door was locked, you turned your back and took a deep breath, ready for a new day. The weather was nice for the moment. It was neither too cold nor too hot. I can get used to this weather easily. Let's hope it doesn't change later in the day. As you walked through the alley, you saw someone leaning his body against the old building wall. He seemed distracted and not really doing so well. Isn't that... what was his name again? Lars? I don't know what he is up to. Do we want to approach Big Kitty or leave him be? Approach Kitty, man. Curious about what he was up to, you slowly walked toward him, but of course he noticed you right away. Oh, Lars. Oh, kiddo, it's you. His face stayed the same, but you could feel that he was at least happy that you said hello to him. Actually, never mind, he did smile a little bit. Just a little bit. What are you doing here? I'm just standing up. Oh, I see. You didn't seriously just say that. Huh? What do you mean? Is this kid for real? Anyway, I'm just thinking about something I'm going to do later. Oh? What is it about? I can't tell you that. Huh? But why not? It could be dangerous to you. What kind of things does he do that it might be dangerous to me? He seemed serious about it, and you got a feeling that he wouldn't tell you, even if you insisted. In the end, you decided not to pry. Plus, it could be dangerous to you, so best not to get involved for now. Are you heading to school? Yeah, I was heading to school when I noticed you were here. I thought I'd say hi, that's all. Well, here I am. You can say hi and head to school now. Hi. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm going now. I'll talk to you later. Take care, and don't get yourself hurt, kid. I won't get myself hurt. Tell me once you don't bump into people anymore. Once again, that is one of Walter's many character flaws. Constantly tripping in front of and bumping into muscular men. But he patted your head and ruffled your hair. Thank goodness you weren't the type to use some kind of hair gel, or you'd be mad that he just ruined your hairdo. Well, regardless, you got a head pat and hair ruffles, so it wasn't that bad. You don't have to remind me, it's not like I wanted it to happen anyway. The curse of constantly tripping in front of and bumping into muscular men. It's like you're going down the street and you're like, oh hey, my life is going wonderfully. And then you trip and then you look up and you see a muscular man offering to help you up. Actually, that would be fucking amazing. That would be fucking amazing. See you later, kid. Once you said your goodbye, you continued walking toward your campus. When you looked back, you caught a glimpse of the same tiger, but without a smile. It saddened you that you had to leave. It saddened you that you had no choice but to leave him to his thoughts once again. If only I weren't going to school. We're talking about Lars. Also, hiya. You finally reached the campus and you stood next to the gate because you weren't sure what to do. The school entrance wasn't quite crowded, and you didn't feel like going to the class this early. You had nothing to do in here, so you just headed to the class immediately. As you walked past the door, you saw Mr. Parker sitting in his chair, checking some kind of documents scattered across his desk. He smiled as soon as he noticed you, so you smiled back. He was kind of saying hello, but with a smile instead. Hey Walter, glad to see you're here on time. Aw, come on, Mr. Parker, it didn't count as late if I went in before you. Clever, but the fact that I knew you were late, I could just write it in your attendance book. He laughed so hard to the point that it almost felt like a roar. It had everyone startled, and they stopped doing whatever they were to see what happened. Bumping into big, kind, muscular men who helps you up? Should have been you. Yeah. Mr. Parker's face was getting red as he realized it. Sorry about that, class. Mr. Graham was telling a really funny joke. Isn't that true, Walter? He gently stepped on your shoes, possibly telling you to play along. You nodded, and it seemed like everyone bought it. Or they just didn't care. Everything was back to normal, at least for now. Your face stamps into their booba. Yes. Jeez, Mr. Parker, that wasn't funny. Don't mind me. And don't worry, I won't do that. It was just a joke. Ooh, okay. Well, how are you? I'm doing good. How about you, Mr. Parker? It's not bad. Could have been great if I was in bed right now. I can totally understand that. Ah, Walter, class is starting soon. Please go to your seat. Okay, Mr. Parker. You had enough time to sit down, get your textbook and notes out, as well as browsing a few pages on the internet before Mr. Parker started the lecture. Today's subject was about prose, and heck, it was boring. You almost fell asleep, regardless of how great looking your professor was. You could stare at him all day, but not while listening to his lecture. As you fidgeted out of boredom, you noticed that Mark wasn't here. Huh, that's weird. Where is he? You leaned on your seat and asked the student behind you. Hey, Avi, isn't it? Do you have any idea where Mark is? I don't know. I haven't seen him today. Yeah, Mr. Parker in bed could have been great. What? Huh, okay then. Thanks. No problem. Since there was nothing to do, he listened to the lecture. That's it for today. Don't forget to read page 17 about prose types. We'll have a quiz next week, so be prepared. Class dismissed. You managed to stay awake the whole session. With how boring the class was, that was an achievement. Man, the lecture really dragged on. I think I should go outside and get some fresh air. Okay, now I'm outside. Where should I go? We literally do not have a choice. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Maybe I should grab something to eat before going home. I wonder what's going to be on the menu today. What are they cooking? Seriously, this place always smells heavenly. Or am I just hungry? Either way, this place does smell good. I know that as a fact because our high school canteen didn't smell as good. The cafeteria was packed with people because it was the start of the new term. Most people didn't have anything better to do just yet. It was also lunchtime. Despite the crowd, you could notice one person right away. Anders was sitting in one of the many seats, just like any other students, but the one thing that stood out to you was that no one would sit on the same table as him. What was he cooking? If you thought it was because of his intimidating large frame, scratch that. This school had its fair share of beefcakes, and people were swarming them just the same. I will never know what makes them avoid Anders. Unless... I'll just get something to eat first. You walked toward the counter to see what they were serving today. They had cheesecakes served today, and they surprisingly caught your eye. These cheesecakes look good. I'm going to get some. Unable to resist the temptation, you grabbed several slices and started to put them on your tray. You didn't even like cheesecake that much. I guess I'm going to sit next to Anders since nobody wants to sit near him. You approached Anders, who was eating a mountain of food just like yesterday. Hey Anders, mind if I sit here? He looked up and nodded his head briefly before taking another bite of his lunch. Thanks, Anders. Are you sure you want to sit here? You looked around. They were indeed staring at you. What's wrong with these people lately? I really don't like this much attention on me, but I'll also feel bad if I just leave. They're going to avoid you if you keep this up. Yeah, it's not like I know them anyway. To your surprise, they didn't know you could say something like that until now. Well, maybe you did say something similar, but it's the first time you realized that. That aside, you put your food on the table while sitting down. He shrugged, then continued eating his meal. So, Anders. How long have you been studying here? He swallowed his food and looked directly at you. A year, more or less. I see. So this is your second year? Yeah. Since there was nothing to keep the conversation going, you continued eating your cheesecake. This is awkward. The silence eventually made you uneasy. You decided to say something. I'm new to this place, but I guess I didn't need to tell you that again. He nodded and took a bite of his meal. Oh man, why is it so difficult to say something when you really need to? Thank you. What is it? He seemed uncomfortable. You tried not to make it obvious that you noticed him fidgeting. Thank you for sitting with me again. Oh, that. It's no problem. You're new to this town, yeah? I've never seen you around here. Yeah, I moved here recently. I see. And the conversation dried up once again. You looked around to find something interesting to talk about. Your eyes stopped at something in front of him. A sketchbook. You knew it was his, but you asked him for the sake of keeping the conversation alive anyway. Is that yours? Sorry? Sketchbook, is that yours? Yeah. Yeah, cool. Then, are you an artist? I wouldn't say that. Why is that? It's more like a hobby of mine. Well, it doesn't make any difference to me, so can I see one of your drawings? No. Oh, okay. That was fast. Not because you can't, I'm just... He let out a sigh, quite a heavy one. It's because my drawings look bad. Well, I don't know a single thing about drawing. I'm sure it won't be that bad. Sorry, just not comfortable sharing it with anyone just yet. Alrighty, I'll stop bothering you about it. Show me when you are comfortable enough. Why do you want to see? I think it's cool. And like I said, I don't know a single thing about drawing, so... Alright. Failing to get Anders to show his drawings, he looked down and mumbled. Bummer. I wanted to see his drawing. Actually, here. It's a new sketchbook, so I only have one sketch in it. Don't expect too much, though. Oh, yes! If you don't mind. He hesitantly handed you a sketchbook while you grabbed it eagerly. Once you opened the first few pages, you were surprised that most of them were just scribbles. But those scribbles actually made sense. Made a figure that looked like people and faces and everything. Couldn't say the same if you were the one making those scribbles, though. That is really good. One sketch in particular made a striking impression to you. You had to stop flipping through the pages to admire the drawing. Whoa, this is amazing. Hey, Anders. This is amazing. You think so? Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is really good. If this is bad, I can't imagine how good it's going to be. It's not good. It is! Just trust me. I see. Thank you. Who is this guy? Is he a game character or something else? Oh, he's one of the characters in a story that my friend wrote. Oh, would you mind telling me about it? Sure, I don't mind. He was writing a story and he let me read the story ideas and stuff. I was bored, so I just doodled based on the character's traits. He's a great guy too. He's been helping me a lot, so I thought I'd draw this character for him. I see. What's his name? The character, I mean. His name is Jasper. Ah, Jasper. Okay. I feel like I just saw someone that looked like him this morning. That's not important. I have a question. Why does he dress interestingly? Like, there's a chain on his collar thingy. Seriously? Dressing interestingly? It's the only word I can think of. I'm sorry. Anyway, Jasper is actually a king, but he and his family ended up getting ambushed during a transition between a farewell speech for the people of Intui and the start of a diplomatic journey across the continent. The reason he dressed like that is because they put him in bondage. Bondage? Interesting. Anders the VN sprite artist. Oh god. Anders is secretly the visual novel artist. Don't tell me. You don't know what bondage is. I know what it is. Kinda. You sure you know? We're gonna leave off here tonight. Gonna start tomorrow with a question. Nice. Secretly his fan art sketchbook. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm only making fan art of the world I live in. Time to be creepy, just... There we go, perfect art. It is actually really good, though. Anyways, not much else can be said, so... Stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.